a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life. I would leave you presents outside your retreat, in this interim space between cliff and beach. I would leave you loaves and fishes, but the fish stocks have been depleted and I've run out of bread. I would row you back to your homeland in a bottomless boat, but I fear we would both be driven mad by the chatter of the sea creatures.
My word. This is beautiful. Beautiful design. And just beautiful. Let's just continue on our adventure into the wonders of dear Esther. I'm pretty sure this is the way we're supposed to be going. Don't you guys think? Man, look at that beautiful view. Makes you think of good things. Like, really good things, you know?
He still maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired. I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness, and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy, and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial, and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely. Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Apparently I'm a writer. Well, that's true in real life, but um, people who made this story so far is really good, paying close attention to it. And I guess they crashed here. That's how they got on this island. And still trying to figure out who Donnelly is. But hey, I'll even go past my own videos to figure out what's going on if I don't get it. Yeah. But
I've begun to wonder if Donnelly's voyage here was as prosaic as it was presented. How disappointed not to have found the bones of the holy man. No wonder he hated the inhabitants so. To him they must have seemed like barnacles mindlessly clinging to a mercy seat. Why cling so hard to the rock? Because it is the only thing that stops us from sliding into the ocean. Into oblivion.
swear, them invisible fences. They come out of nowhere.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
I think that says never did he eat or drink. Fence.
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic. Your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk. When I first looked into the shaft, I swear I felt the stones in my stomach shift in recognition.
Very big hole.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
Sorry, guys.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jacobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
So that's why there's blood in that pan with the scissors and so. Huh. It's because he died of a disease by the goats. It makes sense. He's trying to tell us something by these insignias on the wall.
Three cormorants seen at dusk. They did not land. This house built of stone, built by a long-dead shepherd. Contents: my camp bed, a stove, a table, chairs, my clothes, my books. The caves that score out the belly of this island, leaving it famished. My limbs and belly famished. This skin, these organs, this failing eyesight. When the battery runs out in my torch, I will descend into the caves and follow only the phosphorescence home.
For an abandoned shepherd home. This place seems not that bad to live in, actually. If I was stranded out in the middle of nowhere, nowhere to go, I'd like to be in the house. Yeah. It'd be a great place to stay and a great place to keep warm. Just a little bit of rearrangements and that could do for a good house. But we'd also need some social activity. But I'm not saying the main character is stranded on an island. I'm just saying that'd be great for an island if you're stranded. I mean, you know, instead of sleeping in a cave.
In a footnote, the editor comments that at this point, Donnelly was going insane as syphilis tore through his system like a drunk driver. He's not to be trusted. Many of his claims are unsubstantiated, and although he does paint a colourful picture, much of what he says may have been derived directly from his fever. But I've been here, and I know, as Donnelly did, that this place is always half imagined. Even the rocks and caves will shimmer and blur with the right eyes.
Shortcut. Eee. Don't want to get stabbed. What a beautiful landscape, though. I mean, they captured my eyes from the beginning. I don't know what else I could say. It's nice. Ah! Ah!
Did Jakobsen crawl this far? Can I identify the scratches his nails ruined into the rocks? Am I following him cell for cell, inch for inch? Why did he turn back on himself and not carry through to the ascent?
Whoa. Whoa. This is nice, man. Nice, pretty colors, and man, this would be hippie paradise. I'm not a hippie, but man, you know how good of a picture this would be? It'd be amazing. You'd probably get like a good $80 off of a picture like that. Probably even more. Oh my lord. Beautiful. I give for creation and environment mapping 10 out of 10 for Dear Esther. Good job, Chinese Room. Good job. I think I should still check around in here.
It was as if someone had taken the car and shaken it like a cocktail. The glove compartment had been opened and emptied with the ashtrays and the boot. It made for a crumpled museum, a shattered exhibition.
The beauty, it's just beautiful. And I think I'm supposed to jump down. Alright. I can just imagine a place like this, though. I'll forever remember this place, the Chinese Room, Dear Esther. Because when I come back, this here will be my safe house from nightmares. Ah, man. Just feel the look. And the atmosphere, the story, it all goes well. poetic theme, the water details. It's all beautiful. And it's great. I don't know what to say. This is a masterpiece. The utter beauty